This is for you and for President LaRiviere. What is Oregon's projected athletic department budget for the coming year? And since you're a CPA, I assume I'm curious about what you think about the books if you've gotten a chance to look at them yet.
I think the budget is just shy of $70 million. I'm not sure how shy, but it's not quite $70 million. And I know what he's going to say about the books because he hasn't seen them.
Richard, just a couple of questions. First of all, you set out to find a sitting AD. You're now turning this over to someone who hasn't been an AD at his, run his own show yet. Just your thoughts about that, and obviously what he brought to the table here that made you to make this selection.
Well, I'm not sure it's fair to say that we set out to find a sitting AD. I'm not sure how that ranked in the committee's criteria. We've got the chair of the committee and some other committee members here. What we were looking for is a person who could do this job superbly, and we had a number of conversations around what it was that I was looking for, and my answer to that was consistently the right person for this job. Should it be a business person? Should it be somebody who had come traditionally through the academic administrative ranks? Should it be somebody who's passionately interested in it but didn't have that experience, a la Pat Kilkenny, et cetera? And we had a lot of conversations around that, and I hope that what I communicated to the committee consistently was that we needed that committee to vet all the people that we could possibly get in front of them to identify the skill set that Rob Mullens brings to the table.
So how many candidates did you talk to, and when did you first talk to Rob?
The way that we structured the search was that I trusted the committee basically to do the filtering and to bring me 2 or 3 individuals at the end of the day who, in their judgment, were capable of doing the job, and I spoke to all 3 of them yesterday.
Can you give me some feel for who the other people were in terms of, were they sitting ADs, were they in the business world?
They were all, as it turns out, they had come through the traditional athletic administrative route.
Beyond that, were any of them running their own department?
Yes.
One of them, 2 of them, the other 2?
2. The other 2 were, yeah.
And then I look at the term sheet. There's no mention of years of the agreement. Am I overlooking that?
No, we haven't stipulated that yet, and that's more a bureaucratic issue than anything else. I can't, as university president, I can't make a commitment longer than 3 years without the approval of the chancellor, and so we have to simply get the chancellor's approval for the length of the term of the contract.
What do you expect to ask the chancellor for in terms of number of years?
We're still discussing that.
So it'll be at least 3 years? Obviously.
Oh yes, yeah.
Rob?
Yes.
Greg Bolton, registered.
Hey, Greg.
You're arriving at a time just following some upsetting times for the athletic department, particularly in the football program, turnover in the men's basketball coach. How much of a concern were those issues for you?
They weren't a concern. It was very clear there's high expectations for all student athletes at the University of Oregon, and everyone is committed to those standards. And I share that commitment. And I think that the University of Oregon hasn't wavered in that commitment. I think everybody is still there. Turnover happens in our business. It's a part of it. And I think it's been well managed. I think all of it's been well managed at the University of Oregon, so there's no issues with either of those with me.
And how will you create that atmosphere that encourages both high level of performance, good conduct, and good academics?
Well, we'll lay out some clear expectations. They already exist, and then we'll put the systems in place. and we'll create a level of accountability, and we'll all commit to that. And the staff, we'll lock arms. You know, we have lofty goals, and the only way we're going to achieve those goals is if we all get on the same page. Again, we want to compete at the highest level, and that means across the board. That means academically, that means athletically. We want all of our student athletes to have an exceptional experience, and when they arrive at from the time they arrive and they leave, we want to see them grow academically or intellectually. We want to see them grow socially, and we want to do everything we can to help them achieve their competitive goals. And we want to win championships. One of the things that attracts me to the University of Oregon is folks are not afraid to say, we want to win championships, and that is attractive.
Hi, Rob. Jesse So from the Albany Democrat-Herald. What do you foresee as some of your first duties on the job?
My first duties are to listen and to learn, because I've got a lot to get up to speed on. I need to meet a lot of folks. I can't wait to get out in the community, on campus. I can't wait to get out throughout the state and connect with this passionate fan base and people that care so deeply about the Ducks. But really, in the end, for me, it's to listen and to learn. I've really got to get up to speed in a short period of time of what's happening, because football practice is starting in less than 30 days.
And also, in the hiring process, how much was the financial angle stressed or made a focus?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, it's an important part of my background, and it's overall very important part of my philosophy. Sound fiscal management integrity is a key component to athletics, and I've been very fortunate to work at self-supporting athletic programs, and I'm very excited that the University of Oregon is self-supporting. So you'd have to ask them on how it was weighted, but it's very important to me.
Could you just, as specifically as possible, say what you think the biggest advantage of managing this department will be, and what your biggest challenge will be in doing it?
The biggest advantage is there has been some success. So the capability is there. The biggest challenge is that growth has been steady, but now we're going to move into an upper echelon of competition. So we've, moving to top 20 or top 25 is great progress, and the staff and everyone is to be congratulated. The next step is equally challenging. So we have to collaborate, find out what we need to do to move that forward, and we'll figure it out.